They go over the first. Grozny was one of the leaders as they got over the first. So too was Majeste towards the inside. A little bit wider is Midnight Hour Fred. Those are the first three, followed by Dom of Mare in around about fourth position as they go over fence number 2, all safely over. Sine Nomine is the back marker. Music of Tara is last but one. Also towards the rear of the field in the early stages is 9 Graces. So now they race up the hill and towards the back straight, and it's Majeste who has got the lead to Grozny, who races in second, and Midnight Hour Fred towards the outside in third. A little bit wider to those is Man of the People, who's in a share of fourth, with on the inside Johnnywho, who's racing alongside Dom of Mary as they make the run down towards fence number 3. Pat's Fancy is next in the field, followed by Gitmaker, who races up on the outside of Cletus Palor as they go over the third fence, and they are all safely over. Sine Nomine was the back marker. On now towards the water jump, which is fence number 4, and it is Majeste and Patrick Mullins who have got the lead. 2 in second is Man of the People racing towards the outside. Grozny through on the inner. They're then being joined out wide by Gitmaker and also Midnight Hour Fred. After these on the inside is Dom of Mary, just in advance of Johnnywho as they go over that open ditch. Trailing the hind legs through that fence was Walking on Air, who was prominent early but has now dropped back to midfield. New back marker 9 Graces now is at the back of the pack as they go over another plain fence. All the leaders jump it well. The one who took that by the roots was Gelino Bello, who made a shuddering mistake and now has dropped back into the last third of the field. Around the dogleg turn they go, and on now towards the open ditch with Majeste leading by a couple of lengths. Pat's Fancy was the one who made a mistake there. Gelino Bello made yet another mistake at that fence, and they continue their journey up the hill. Following Majeste, then towards the outside, Man of the People in second, and Midnight Hour Fred is in third. Grozny on the inside of Pat's Fancy as they got over that. Cletus Palor also in that front wave. They're followed by Fantastic Lady, who's passed 1 or 2, making ground around the outside of Johnnywho. After those is Walking on Air. Then towards the inside is Yeman. Then Wise Guy. After Wise Guy to the inside is Daily Present as they go over the fence, taken on the turn, beginning to make the run down the hill. There was a mistake by Wise Guy at that fence. Sine Nomine has dropped to the tail of the field again. Galop de Chasse is now last but one. 9 Graces still towards the rear of the field with Music of Tara, and also towards the back of the pack is Mint Boy, and now they're going on towards the next. Gitmaker on the outside of Man of the People, and on the inside Majeste. Pulled up at the back of the field was Gelino Bello. Gelino Bello is out of the race. So now they've taken the first 9 fences, the first 10 indeed, and now making the turn into the home straight and on towards halfway in the Fulke Walwyn Muir. And it is Man of the People towards the centre. On the far side is Majeste, and towards the near side is last year's runner-up Gitmaker. Those are the first 3. Midnight Hour Fred is in a share of 4 with Grozny through on the inside and Pat's Fancy still in the front wave. A mistake there by Dom of Mary, who was in about 10th position at the time. Wise Guy is making ground upon the outside of Cletus Palor. Johnnywho travelling well for Derek O'Connor right through on the inside as they go over the fence, which were the last in a circuit's time in the Fulke Walwyn Muir. And it is Majeste taken on by Man of the People around the outside. Gitmaker is racing in third. To the inside, Grozny in a share of 4th with Pat's Fancy and then Midnight Hour Fred. Wise Guy is next, followed by Dom of Mary and Cletus Palor, and then towards the outside is Fantastic Lady. Through on the inside is Johnnywho. Johnnywho is then being followed by Walking on Air and Yeman. After Walking on Air and Yeman races Weveallbeencaught. Then towards the outside is Now, Where or When, who's just worse than midfield with Music of Tara quite wide as they go over the first fence taken down the back straight. Walking on Air nearly went, very bad mistake. So now they're going on towards the water jump, which is fence number 14. Man of the People and Majeste and Gitmaker are still the first 3. They rise in unison over that water jump, at which at the back of the field pulled up was Galop de Chasse. Galop de Chasse has been pulled up before the water, fence 14. The 15th is the open ditch, and a very bad mistake there by Mint Boy, whose rider has come off. Mint Boy has unseated the rider at the 15th, the ditch. On towards the 16th, Majeste Majeste, Man of the People, the first two, followed by Gitmaker and then Grozny towards the inside. Midnight Hour, Fred and Pat's Fancy, and then on the inner, Johnnywho. Derek O'Connor has cut every corner so far. Out a little bit wider, Fantastic Lady together with Wise Guy trying to make ground, and Cletus Palor as they got over that open ditch at which Today Nominee is in danger of getting tailed off now. Where or When is also struggling very badly at the back of the field. Continuing to climb towards the top of the hill inside the final mile, and it is Majeste, Man of the People, who were the first two over the next fence, and they've now gone 3 lengths clear of Grozny on the outside of Johnnywho, and then Dom of Mary. After Dom of Mary is Midnight Hour, Fred and Gitmaker, then Cletus Palor, and then on the inside is Daily Present, followed by Yeah Man as they go over the 4th from home. The others well strung out, all behind Majeste as they make the run down the hill with 3 more to take in the Fulke Walwyn, Muir. Still many chances. Majeste on the inside, on his outside, Man of the People going well. Johnnywho right on the inside together with Grozny and Dom of Mary. Yeah Man then towards their outside together with Walking on Air, who is trying to rally. 9 Graces from a mile back is beginning to stay on. Daily Present cuts towards the inside, but it is Gina Andrews and Man of the People who kick and try to go for home for the first time. Derek O'Connor leaves the inside rail on Johnnywho and is now poised to pounce towards the near side, followed into the race by Yeman and Walking on Air, but it is Johnnywho who still is in hand. Into second, Daily Present comes to the challenge just a length away. Majeste is trying to rally together with Dom of Mary racing down towards the final fence in the Fulke Walwyn, Muir, and it is Johnnywho and Derek O'Connor. Their lead is about a length and a half. Over in second, Daily Present and Barry Stone. It's now strictly between these two, and Daily Present has quickened up the best from the last. Over on the far side, Daily Present has got the lead, but Johnnywho now is rallying towards the grandstand side, but Daily Present is in front, and Daily Present has taken the Fulke Walwyn, Muir to Johnnywho in second. Majeste was in third, and in fourth, Weveallbeencaught.
Thrilling conclusion to the Fulke Walwyn, Muir, and it's gone the way of Daily Present for Paul Nolan and Barry Thomas Stone. First Cheltenham success for him. For the winning trainer, well, he's been here before, Paul Nolan. He had a number of interesting chances today, and he has got his 4th Cheltenham Festival winner following successes for Dabaroon, Noble Prince and Mrs Milner. He's done it again. Johnnywho came there cruising, came there cantering for Derek O'Connor. To what extent has he tossed away his chance at the last, you fancy? Greatly.
Yeah, disbelief really. If you're with him, everything had gone so smoothly, and it was down to 1 danger by the time the last emerged. Well, actually 2, because the fence was still there, and he didn't land running, and he's been worn down. Rallied late under different circumstances. We could have been crowning a JP McManus treble, but credit to Paul Nolan, who sends a select team to Cheltenham nowadays. He's had Feet of a Dancer run a screamer earlier in defeat, and he's got a win to end the day.
And in fairness to the winning rider, he had his eye on where Derek O'Connor was throughout, and as Derek tipped out to make his challenge to the outside, the winning rider is still saving every inch of ground.
He was giving the inside to nobody, Barry Stone. He's given this a lovely ride. This horse has just come with a real rally, a real battling attitude he showed to get up and deny Johnnywho. Johnnywho came there and he looked as if it was going to be how far he was going to win by. But just coming down to the last, you can see his strides start to shorten. He only gets in and pops over the last, little bit of a nod at the back. Just stunts his momentum a little bit. And Daily Present just comes with a renewed rally, a really battling, gritty, determined effort by him, and a strong drive by Barry Stone on top of him as well. This is a big win for Paul Nolan. He had a great team coming here this year, and he'll be delighted to get one on the board.
Might get a rendition of Danny Boy in the paddock.
By God, he can sing it too.
Yeah, he can. Fair opposed.
They found the right man, didn't they, for that?
They did. This horse actually ran in this race last year off, I think, a pound lower mark, off a mark of 127, and could only finish 5th. But this year he's made no mistake. It looked like Johnnywho and Connections, JP McManus, were going to win it again, but it wasn't to be.
Derek O'Connor, the brilliant amateur, foiled this time by Barry Stone and Daily Present. Third is Majeste. Patrick Mullins' quest to win this race continues. We've all been caught, did remarkably well to get 4th because he made a howler at the last.
Yeah, a great running defeat from Dom and Mary as well, who's normally seen around the southeast. I nearly said gaff tracks, that would be rude, but the smaller courses. Big step up in grade today, has acquitted himself with great credit. It did look like deja vu all over again, didn't it? Cruising down to the last Johnnywho. It looked like no offers. Another I know the way you're thinking perhaps, but this determined horse was not having any part of that. He really stuck to his guns. Shows that headgear doesn't always mean that you don't put it in, doesn't it?
As for walking on air, well, he made one quite significant error down the far side where he just nodded, and then he got caught in quite a bit of nasty scrimmaging down the hill, snapped back on the bridle, but he's not the sort of horse that wants to be disappointed too many times in the race, Lisa.
No, that's exactly it. I thought at a couple of times throughout the race that he was going to be able to run a really big solid race, but when push came to shove, there wasn't what everyone wanted there.
Still, for a few moments he gave us hope that it might be. Alan O'Sullivan will be a man in demand for races like this in years to come. Today it's Barry Stone's day. Tell us a bit more about him.
He's a man that we know more familiar between the flags and the point-to-points back in Ireland. He's had a couple of winners on the track as well, but look, this is going to be his biggest success of his career, and I can imagine that he'll really enjoy today. How couldn't you? Like, what a performance, what a ride. Yeah, look.
Those of you who'd backed this horse and perhaps backed Jaguar as well, thinking it was going to be a big day for these JP McManus handicappers, you'd have just been counting it.
Yeah.
You're counting it at this point. Derek O'Connor, he doesn't get beaten from here.
That's an extra layer to Barry as well, isn't it? He's run down the best in the business in these amateur races. The man who's dominated it, £7 claimer up against an absolute legend of the amateur ranks who was seeking to make it back-to-back successes. Has there been a race this week without a story? Because I'm struggling to think of one.
I think not, and I hope that'll be the case for the next 14 races over the next 2 days. The sun's out finally.